So thank you guys all for joining us for our MESA STEM series this week. I would like to welcome the Mexico Highlands professor, Dr. Jesús Rivas, to talk to us about life of the anaconda. And so a few housekeeping announcements for those that are on the line is just to save bandwidth, and then just to keep up, the flow of technology, is if you can please keep your microphones muted and your cameras off, unless you had a question or to talk or to speak. As people join in or they want to join on us later, I will be moderating both the chat and the participants to go ahead and let people in as they come. If you are a MESA student or a MESA advisor and are either watching now live or watching our recording, I do want to remind you that you are able to get credit for participation for this. And so in the chat log, I'll put it up a few times. You will be able to, I'll put the link there. And that's a link for you to fill out just to verify your participation in the event going forward. And Dr. Rivas, going forward, I'll watch the chat and more participants that come in. We do have individuals that do go back. We have actually a lot of views for the recordings afterwards. So even whoever's on here live, we'll go ahead and record and save this whole show down to our website for view and for posting afterwards. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the video and mute myself and pass it on over. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Anita, for the invitation. Thank you guys for coming. I would take a little bit of your time showing you my work with anacondas originally. Of course, I can talk anacondas all day long, but then you guys want to hear, I'll show you some pictures. But as I was talking with Anita, I felt that it was good to tell you about the project of anaconda that I have been doing and some of my students have participated on, but also to show you the gamut of possibility of field research that are available for students, New Mexican students who might be interested. So I'm going to talk about anacondas, tell you about some of my research of anacondas, and we can expand as long as you want, but also show you a little bit of the other activities, all the field research and field projects and field courses that we have been doing. So I'm going to share with you my screen now. So this is kind of the gist of it. These are so my work with anacondas has been in Venezuela. So this is the world map. This is United States. That black square, that is that square here, and in that top part of South America is Venezuela. This is this part. The Llanos is this green area that is marked. It is I highlight it because a lot of people think of South America and you think of rainforest, and most of South America is covered by rainforest. But in the top, so the rainforest really begins in this part. Right below this green area is the Llanos, and right south of the Llanos is where the rainforest begins. All this area, all the way down to the southern part of about somewhere around here in South America. What this area is different from the rainforest is a hyperseasonal savanna, meaning it's a flat plain with hardly any trees that floods seasonally. So for 4 months of the year, it's completely flooded. You have anywhere between 6 to 12 feet of water on the surface, and when those 4 months are over, the water drains and evaporates, and then there are 4 months in which is a very, very dry habitat, not unlike New Mexico. So being hyperseasonal has the feature that it has a period of a lot of activity and a period in which most animals are kind of hiding, avoiding the sun, and trying to stay in water. And that actually proved to be very convenient for my research. So this is an area of the forest that the savanna is not a forest, it's a swamp in the wet season, and this is a picture of the same place in the dry season. So the advantage of this for anacondas are aquatic snakes. So all the animals that grow and develop and feed and have fun in a huge extension of land, of water, they need to be concentrated into small amount, into a small surface in the dry season. So that is the time where I go catch them. So actually, late April, early May, right about now, right now is a beautiful place. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I'll probably be in Venezuela catching anacondas right now. Um, the advantage of that is because the anacondas get concentrated when the water is reduced so much. Anacondas need to be on water necessarily. So all the area that was covered with water and had anacondas, now all those anacondas get concentrated into a much smaller area. And that makes the odds of finding them a lot better. Now, be mindful. So one of the areas that I have been working is actually in Brazil. It's called Pantanal, which means big mud flat. And when you work in a place that the name is big mud flat, big mud, well, cars get stuck rather often. So this is something that happens. What do you do when you car get stuck in the mud? Well, you bring a tractor, right? You bring a tractor to pull you out. That also gets stuck in the mud because this is how challenging Pantanal and all these giant flood habitats are. Even tractor get stuck. What do you do when your tractor gets stuck? Well, you bring the tractor the size of a house. This is one of my students that was the post there for scaling. So back to the Llanos and the field work. One of the players is this adorable creature. It's called a capybara. Capybara are rodents. So they are literally rats phylogenetically. They are rats, but they are not rats. They are much bigger. This is a probably 100 to 120 pounds rat. So imagine you have a rat the size of a Rottweiler, basically. Those are capybaras, and those are the adults and the babies that are adorable. They live in groups, and they are important for the story because anacondas feed on capybaras a lot. A very important part of the diet is capybara. That is what they look like. This is a male. You can tell because the nose has a little lump right here on the snout. Um, there are jaguars in the area, of course, because it's a wild habitat. There are caimans. A caiman is something like an alligator. It's a smaller cousin than the alligator. And by smaller, we mean 6 to 8 feet long. So it doesn't get to 14 like alligators do. But it is still an interesting creature. And they overlap habitat with anacondas a lot. Anacondas feed on them and they feed on baby anacondas. So this is also a very important player for anaconda biology. This is a crocodile, an Orinoco crocodile, one of the most endangered species of crocodilians in the world. Of course, only Venezuela and Colombia. Also occurs in this habitat. There are many because they're endangered, but it's also present. And that is the anaconda. You can see that right there. All that you see is the snout, the two little eyes, and it's all covered and very well camouflaged under aquatic vegetation. Okay. And that's what makes it challenging because sometimes you can be in front of there could be a 18-foot long anaconda right there. All that you see is just the little snout, or you don't see. So finding them, even though they are large animals, finding them is still a challenge. So this is a small pond that used to be bigger. The water has reduced them. They are under aquatic vegetation. And the way we search for them, we walk in the swamp, poking with poles or feeling with our feet to see what we find. And sometimes you find something hard, and then you touch, you find it smooth. It's not a rock. There's no rocks in the llanos. It's probably one of these. This is a turtle, a side neck turtle. And sometimes you reach down, you feel something hard, you touch. Oh, it's just a turtle. There's nothing to do or nothing to worry about. Sometimes you reach and you feel some crusty scales and in the some texture that is hard but also scaly, and that is one of those. And then it's better to step around and not to bother them, because as I said, they are alligator cousins, so they can really deliver a bite. Um, um, Sometimes you touch as your friends feel nice smooth scales, not rough and hard like this guy. Those are smooth and soft. And then we have an anaconda, and that is when the action begins. So someone has to catch it. Someone catches the biting end, and then is when the party begins, of course, because they are big and they are opinionated. They struggle, but normally we work in groups, and normally anywhere between 2 to 5 people, and then we can tire out the snake. The snake is very strong, but tires out very quickly. So after 15, 10, 15 minutes of struggle, normally the snake is exhausted, even the big ones. And we're tired too. We're panting, but the snake recovers slower. So here, these are some cases. This is Dr. Jesús Rivas, another professor of Highlands that happens to be my wife. This guy right here, that's Steven Salinas. He's from Rivera, New Mexico. He went to West Las Vegas High School, came to Highlands for his undergraduate, his bachelor's degree, and then continued his master's. Currently, he's teaching in Mora High School. So this is I just want to show you this guy is one of you basically. And here in this group of people in the picture, that's Steven again. That's Dr. Jesús Rivas, professor for Highlands. Those three are students from Highlands. Rose Peralta from Albuquerque, Justin Side from Pandere, and Lisa McBride also from Albuquerque. So there's a local kids that came with us to help us in the research project. Oops, it's going this way. So we catch the animal, we bring them to the lab, we collect data on them. That's a bigger snake that we carry. After the snake is exhausted, it's kind of relatively easy to carry them because they stop struggling. So this is another same field trip. I'm pretty sure, yes, field trip. That's Rose here, and some Brazilian colleagues came in this case. This is other students that came before. They are all also some of our alumnus, so alumni from Highlands. He's working now at the World College, and he's working here in a veterinary clinic. He teaches at Luna. So these are the same people in this area. Here I have a quick video to show you, and I don't know if you're gonna be. Can you guys hear the volume of the? Let me share again and make sure I click share computer. There you go. I didn't have it. This is a quick clip from a video that is taking place soon. It's coming out soon.
Ball. The female normally lays down there. Oh, this is a good girl, about 3 meters, 320. And I see at least one male, maybe two. I'm gonna try to expose it without disturbing it. That's the female's body. This is the body of a male. This is the body of a second male.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
that's another student from Highlands.
This breeding ball can stay here in that position for about 4 weeks, even more. I have seen on some occasions. So they really take their time. Lots of foreplay, I guess. And so the anacondas stay in the place, mating. They have no predators, and they don't need to eat during this time. So all this mating season is truly devoted for mating.
You have the female?
I have the female and the other male.
Get each other hemipenis.
Okay, there was only 2 boys. That male was the male who was mating.
Okay.
Don't bite me. Don't bite him either. Okay.
Got one.
All right. Get the boy now.
Boy?
Get the boy, yeah. Let him.
Yeah, no better.
Okay, take it now. Okay. All right. Okay, girl. There you go. Give me one, wrap it around my arm, and
This
give
is
me
the
the boy.
non-breeding male.
The non-breeding, okay. Put it on my shoulder. Don't let it bite you in the process. Okay. We can see first the lower jaw is not joined. The mandible, the left and the right mandible right here, is not joined by a bone, so they can actually get a much broader prey because that increases the gape that the anaconda may have. You're on it. Wait. Yeah, I got it. Okay, the head is right there. The head is right there.
The head is, I don't see it. Oh, that's a big snake. All right.
Wait. The head is.
Got it. Got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait. Don't pull it. Don't pull it from me.
All right.
Take it.
And this thing was what tree. And eventually we get tired, but the snake was rusting the snake for quite a bit. Ready? And it's so heavy. It's already rough. But here the carriage here weighs.
She will try to protect her head with this part of the body. And that makes it quite tricky because it can tie me up with her upper body. So, and I'm tired. I need her to be tired too. All right, let's try that again. Me and my family. Okay, I'm good. Put it here.
All right.
I'll lean gently on her.
You good?
Like, good for. Wait. What's your tail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All the effort looking for snakes, not finding any, being frustrated, baking in the sun, and then this beauty turns up. She's fat. She's big. Around 4 meters is my guess. She wants a piece of me, for what I can tell. I know. I'm a jerk. Okay.
So that was the video. I noticed that Steven is in the audience. That guy right there. Actually, he always celebrates when he gets stuck, so he probably will enjoy the side of just show it really quick when we got stuck in the mud with a tractor. So it wasn't me driving. All right. So that one thing that we learn about anacondas is that the boy and the girl are very different in size. So you see this snake that we have here, this very large one, that's a girl. And you see that we are holding smaller things, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Those are males, those are adult males. So the female is really big, and the male is actually comparatively a relatively small snake. That is what that was one of the first interesting discoveries of our project. So that's a girl, that's a female, good sized female, and that is a very regular sized male. So that's not a small male, it's a male. So once we catch the animals, we process them. We put them. We put a muzzle. This is a sock that we put on the head of the animal. With the sock is blindfolded and it's muzzled, so it cannot bite. So that makes the animal a lot easier to process. So we can put a string over its back, and then we measure the string. That's one of the way proceeding it. That's again streamlining the process. We are measuring, someone is collecting data, someone is taking weight. That's Steven again, that's Rose Peralta, that's the one that I told you. So Rose now, she is from Albuquerque. She went to CNM, got an associate degree there, came to Highlands for her undergraduate degree. And now she's working for the Game Fish and Wildlife Service in Idaho, I believe. So she again, not someone of means, not someone wealthy or anything like that, but she managed to articulate her career and her interest to have very wonderful and interesting research opportunities. She came to Venezuela, she came to Ecuador. In fact, last time I talked to her, she had visited 31 different countries. Again, not someone who has money, but she has managed to articulate her career interests and her vocation and her research, and take advantage of the different opportunities, and actually has done enjoy a lot this line of work. This is basically the number of animals that we have caught. Number of animals caught. This is the length in centimeters. So this is about 5 meters. That is roughly 15, 16 feet long. So the largest animal that we have caught is about 16 feet long. And they are females. So the one of the movie, the really big one, those are necessarily female. Look at all the big ones are in red. So all the big ones are females. And males are about 2.3 meters. That is probably about 6 feet long, 6, 7 feet long. Okay, so males are a lot smaller than females. Other things that we have been doing in Venezuela, this is Jenny Gilles. She did her research also here in Highlands, and she ended up studying caimans proper, and turtles both. And Adrian Carter is the guy who's working in the War College currently. So that was when we're doing the field work. That's Ana Caudillo. She's actually she's from Mexico. She immigrated to the U.S. She graduated also from Highlands. Just to show you briefly, this is another field work, a field course that we did with our students in the tropical ecology. So we went to Ecuador, to the rainforest, and that is the river we had to go over to get to the other part, and then we go to the Yasuni National Park, which is a wonderful piece of pristine forest in the middle of the rainforest. So those are the students. This is one of the trails of the field. Notice the ropes here, and this is a little creek that there was a trunk, a log that you had to walk over, and there's a little sidewise with rope to hold it. And this is a few hours later. The river went up about 3 feet, and over the course of a few hours. So the course that we had to walk by like that, eventually students came back walking with the water by their waist. That is one of the things of the rainforest that really different from New Mexico, right? So in the rainforest, you never know what will happen as long as weather goes. That is the base of a tree. Those are the roots of a tree, and that is me. I'm not a little guy. I'm a big guy, but this tree is so massive that I look like a little thing in there. This is from the top in Yasuni in the Ecuador rainforest. There's a tower that they have put together so you can see the canopy from the top. One thing on the rainforest is that you don't see much of it because you are a little thing in the bottom, and most of the activity, everything is going up above you. So they build this in the field station. They build this structure so you can climb up and get to see over the canopy. Let's see if that video shows that. I took a sequence of the student going down and down and down he goes. So that is how tall that canopy tower is. One thing I experienced that we had, this is a Waorani Indian. Waoranis are Native Americans that lived in the rainforest uncontacted, meaning with no contact with the Western civilization, up to 30, 40 years. And this lady, she's a Waorani Indian that didn't know about the existence of the Western world until she was around her 20s or 30s. So they have been, they are peaceful now. They have a piece of land. They have an agreement with the local with the company who there's an oil company who runs through the land, and at some point apparently they did not honor their contract, and she staged a one-person rebellion. What that she's holding is a giant spear. She doesn't speak Spanish. She doesn't speak Guarani. And she just put a block and say that no one could pass unless the oil company met the end of the deal. So she stayed there and blocked the path for several hours. Well, until we left, we had to turn around, just to show you a little bit of things that you don't necessarily see in everyday United States. So that was a little bit of a glitch because we were going to go to a village to know something. We couldn't, but I guess we experienced something that we're not encountering, we're not expecting. This is our Orani Indian also. She's telling us about the medical properties of some of the plants of the rainforest. This is another one of the peer. That he's holding is a giant blue gun that they use. It was demonstrating to some of the students how to use it. And of course, because now they had TV in some places, this kid loves baseball, and one of our students was a baseball player, so he's practicing throwing the ball with him and learning on that. So it was a very nice interaction with the local indigenous people. Of course, in the rainforest, you don't know what's happened. We left for some bird watching activity, and before we knew, we caught ourselves into giant downpour with no precedence. That's us coming back. Sometimes, because the rainforest is rainforest, a lot of places to go anywhere, you really need to have a boat. So we went at night, we were looking for caimans. So we got into a boat with headlamps to see if we found some. Um, at some point, the river was very hot, and it was like 3 p.m. and the water looked very tempting, and all the students felt the need to jump in the water, and we just drifted in the current for an hour or so until the station. That was another fun thing we did. Coming closer, a field course in Mexico that we did a few years back. In southern Mexico, we drove all the way to Veracruz. In the path, we stopped in to look at the ruins of Tenochtitlan, and this is in the rainforest, talking about some things. Some students caught a really pretty bright color snake, hard to see. So that was with the students in the rainforest. That is when we came back, the return picture. This is crossing the border because we drove all the way to Mexico. The advantage of being, of course, a border state with Mexico is that we drove. It was a kind of a long drive, like 2-3 days drive, but it was worth it. And at the end, there was an estuary, and then we could see a little bit where the water meets the ocean. That was a very interesting experience for a lot of our students. A class that we have in Highlands is marine biology. It's of course, people ask how you teach marine biology in a state that is landlocked, like New Mexico. And well, we go to the field. We teach the theory class, the lecture class here in Highlands, and we book a week of the semester, and we go to a field station in Texas. The University of Texas has a field station right by the beach, by the shore. And then we did that all the seining, trying to catch different kind of fish and algae, and we got we rented a caddy, a shipping, a research boat that goes through the Gulf, doing demonstrating several techniques to sample fishes and different marine animals, marine wildlife. Other activities. We have a number of local projects in New Mexico. This was studying the hybrid status of bison. So bisons here in the Rio Mora National Wildlife Refuge have they have a herd of bisons, and then some of our students had the opportunity to sample, collect some hair, collect some feces, and do DNA. The study of those. This Alfonso Trujillo is from Mora. He's now working in a biotech company in Santa Fe. Weisico Cheese is Apache. He's from Mescalero. He graduated also from Highlands. He's now working the fisheries in Mescalero. Lisa McBride is from Albuquerque, the same one that was with us catching anaconda. She's working in the water quality in Albuquerque as well. Some of the stuff with the hot dog is urban bears. So here in Las Vegas and in Raton, bears appear rather often, and sometimes they just go for the garbage, but they often scare people. So this one we work with the game and fish, we tranquilize it, and then put a collar on it, and we're collecting data and blood samples and tissues on the animal. And this is the next year someone saw her in Colorado. Fat. We recognize it for the tag, but it went past. It was in Raton, and then went way north past Colorado, where she was spotted. And thanks to that tag on the picture, we could make sure that it was her. Some field courses that we have here in Las Vegas, field zoology. In this one, we were eradicating bullfrogs. Bullfrog is an invasive species in this neck of the woods. So we go into the river, we catch as many as we can, and once we have them, when we study them. So this is catching some of the animals. To remove them, we euthanize them humanely. We dissect them and look at what they have eaten, to learn what part of the native community they are preying upon. We also catch birds just to demonstrate students tagging and banding. So we catch some animals in mist nets and then put little tiny bands, wristbands with colors, and that allows us to identify where the bird goes. It's basically to learn, so students can learn techniques to handle and dealing with different wildlife. That's Dr. Nelson demonstrating how to, this is a veterinarian that worked with us in Highlands. So demonstrating how to tranquilize large animals with darts and proper gun safety use and that kind of things, because working with wildlife sometimes does involve firearms or darts. And I think I had talked long enough. I wanted to see you guys have some questions. Let's see, I have something in the chat. Kim. Well, very brave or foolhardy, who knows? Yeah, Steven, thank you for being a MESA advisor. Yeah, he's around if they listen here. There you go. I did enjoy it. Was the first thing I noticed. Kim, how long are your field adventures for? It depends. So when we go to when we go for the Anaconda research, normally it's 2 to 3 weeks. The field courses tend to be maybe about the same, 10 days to 15 days. It depends how long. When it's a field course, a lot of times we're limited because the students are in classes. For instance, the marine biology class, we go in the middle of the fall semester. We take the fall break. It's a week that most people have, so we take the week off, so we have to come back within a week. If we do it at the end of the semester, we have a little more time available, but normally from a week to 3 weeks. What is the largest snake you have ever captured? Steven Salinas. Well, that snake that we caught that day is up there. If I share your screen with you, that wasn't the largest, but it was among them. That guy that we had, not there. That one. This is about one of the longest, about 7. The largest, actually, there was a very fat snake. There you go. Oops, that's not what I meant. The largest that I measured was about 18 feet, 80 feet long. What it's like to get a bite? It hurts. It's not as bad as it might seem, because the mouth of the snake is not intended to the jaws are not intended to crush, so it doesn't have a crushing bite. The bite is not intended to harm. Fun enough, the bite is actually intended to hold, because what the snake does, grabs the prey with the mouth and holds it, and then throws the lips around the prey. So the jaws are not really powerful to crush or to break or to do damage. Basically, the jaws are intended to grab. So the teeth are not very long. They're very sharp and they're tiny. They are like needles. Imagine that you get poked by, I don't know, 120 to 150 needles. It hurts, but as long as a wound goes, it's not a very serious wound. You would be worse off if you were beaten by, say, a Jack Russell Terrier. That doesn't mean that it's not painful. Then, and we try to avoid it as much as possible, of course. Nicholas, what would be the best way to get into herpetology field? What is the best college for herpetology major? Okay, good question, and I get that question a lot. Nowadays, there isn't really, that I know, that there might be some, but most universities have moved away from a major so specific. So if you want to, what I recommend the students, get a major in biology, and herpetology is a field of biology. So if you came to Highlands, for instance, you get a major in biology, but if you were with me, you're gonna be doing a lot of work with herpetology. So that is pretty much how it goes. So it goes for a major and goes for a master's. Nowadays, it would be very difficult to find a place that has a master's in herpetology only. What you do, you go to a master's and then you work with someone who's a herpetologist and work with herpetology, the herpetological classes, and that's research herpetology, and then you end up coming out a herpetologist. By the way, we have a non-thesis master in Highlands that part of the demographic is intended to help teachers, school teachers. So it's non-thesis, and the classes are often like after 3. So if someone teaches somewhere in the school system and wants to get a master's, they can take a couple of classes per semester, and at the turn of a couple of years or so, they might have enough classes to finish their master because it's non-thesis. We do have a master thesis as well if someone was interested, of course. What else in the chat? Why don't we have Steven tell us something about his experience?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All righty, so
show your screen, show your face so the people know it's you, the same guy in the pictures.
Okay, let's see here. Can you see me? There we go. So nice. The experience with this is why I am teaching currently. Everything that I've learned in any of these adventures that you saw was in most of the adventures that he posted pictures of. I have brought back and tried to teach to the students, and I'm going to rub it in some of the other teachers' faces in the high school. I know I'm a little bit more of the popular teacher because I talk about some of these, but it's a really good experience, and it's something that I've given to these other students, and I'm hoping slowly I can feed more kids into the program. Only time will tell.
Good. And we in Highlands we try to reach out and give students opportunities to join us in this kind of thing. So sometimes we will work a lot with West Las Vegas because it's the one that's closest. But as students, your students are interested in coming and dissecting some frogs, we go regularly to the field and catch a bunch of bullfrogs, and students that often come from different places get the opportunity to dissect some frogs and see how we do the research. That's often a good experience for them that they respond well to. Any other questions about anacondas, about the field courses? So your trip to Costa Rica got canceled, huh?
Yes, it did.
What interests me in anacondas? Well, they are fascinating to start with. I Since I was a kid, I remember going to the zoo in Venezuela and seeing this giant snake on a pond. There was a pond that you look down on it, and the water wasn't that clear, but I could see the body, the bulk of the snake, and I would torment my mother with questions about anacondas. And why do they eat them? What do they do? And of course, what did my mother know? Uh, um, but yeah, I was interested in them ever since I was ever since I love them, since I remember. When I became a biology student, I tried to do my participating research with snakes, and there wasn't any mentor that I could find. Eventually, I worked with iguanas, and at some point there was an opportunity to study anacondas that fell on my lap, right on my lap, and I took it, and as a string of luck after good luck after the other opportunity came up, and I ended up then studying them, and then I came to do my PhD in the U.S. and I got funding for National Geographic to continue my research, and the Wildlife Conservation Society, formerly New York Zoological Society, as a non-profit organization that helps research and conservation of wildlife, funded me, and so I happen to be lucky in that way. So basically, I always like them because they are fascinating, they're huge, they are interesting, they're charismatic. Will other teachers who had degree already be able to attend to any of these field courses or help with field research to help with or add to a teacher's staff? Absolutely, absolutely. If you guys want to participate in any of the field projects that we have, that is also a good idea. I don't know well how the professional development work with you guys, but you don't have to be enrolled in a program to take some classes. You know, you can take non-degree seeking classes, and if you take a few classes in graduate classes in biology and conservation and ecology, I figured that that could be something that you can apply towards your professional development and for your career. Keeping updated in research and projects is always a good thing. So if you guys want to participate in research locally, by all means, let me know and we can talk. If you want to just participate yourself with our projects, if you want also to bring your students, we can explore that possibility as well. Bringing with the field courses, often we go, I don't know about bringing kids, because I work only with adults. I revere you guys and respect you terribly for being for work with underage kids. So we only work with adults. So if you want to come to a field trip with us, let me know. We can definitely make that happen. But just the teachers. Any more questions? Do we have students? These students are these teachers? Who are we? Kim, are you a student or a teacher? A student. Nicholas is a student. Okay.
I'm both.
You are both. Oh, good, good, good. Lifelong learner, huh? Good. How about Nicholas Kunz, student or teacher?
I am a MESA employee.
Oh, okay. Well, employee, if you want to come catch a snake, also welcome. Everyone is welcome.
I would love to, and I love Highlands, and it's making me want to be there and do some of that.
Come anytime. So you, yeah, you can come to help us in field research. Well, welcome. If you want to take some classes with us, again, you don't have to seek a degree. You just want to take classes for the heck of it. That you are welcome to do it. Bill said teacher at Cibola. Okay, so you're trying to come in and got kicked out a couple times. How about Alejandra? Teacher or student? Alejandra is having problems with communication. How about Shondiana? Shondiana. So that, yeah, that the invitation is opening. She's a coordinator Highlands, Alejandra. Okay. Oh, good, good, good. So I wrote a book on anacondas that is coming out this June, and I will keep you guys posted when it comes out. It's a book written for the lay audience, so it's something that any high schooler should be able to read because even though it has a lot of information on anaconda, it's written in lay language, is storytelling and doing a lot of pictures and anecdotes. So it is something that anyone should enjoy reading, not necessarily the scholar.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much for coming with us, or for talking to us today.
Thank you for the invitation. It was fun.
Yes, it was a pleasure to hear all about the research opportunities, and to quote Kim in the chat. But of course, hearing about anacondas is very interesting. But also, thank you for sharing all the different research opportunities that you have here and across the state. So thank you very much. Oh yes, so Nick had a question there. Nicholas Cummings.
Yes, I am a professor of biology, and so we have an undergraduate program. We have a master program. So any of you who's interested in biology, in snakes, in any herbs, or any wildlife, do contact me for that. Okay, and my email is there.
And again, for any MESA students or MESA teachers that are on the line, if you wanted to receive credit for participation in this, if you can just go ahead and go to the SurveyMonkey link, just to go ahead and just answer a couple of questions just to mark our attendance for the event. And also anybody watching this recording also is available for that same credit. So once you watch the recording, go ahead and complete out the SurveyMonkey and answer a few questions. But thank you very much for coming. And with that, we will talk to you soon.
Right. If you got the recording, I want to drop me an email. By all means, I'm happy to chat and tell you stories and invite you. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.